Desert Storm veteran, and as a military policeman, were there any prisoners of war in Kuwait?
Well, the 344th MP Company,
Yeah.
we moved over 22,000 prisoners in an 8-week span.
You're kidding.
No, our job was escort guard, so we would go up to the front lines, collect the prisoners, bring them back.
Buses.
Buses, C-130s, Chinooks,
Get out!
pickup trucks, circus trucks, buses that we stripped all the seats out of. So we ended up at Camp Rafji, which was
Yeah.
Camp Bastille, and that was the most northwestern point of all the Allied forces. We were with French, British, Syrians, Sudanese, English, Germans. We had a pretty international, so that was about 10 clicks north of the Saudi border, but they moved back as we moved forward.
Yeah.
I was with the 18th Airborne, 16th MP Brigade,
Yeah.
attached to the 503rd out of Fort Bragg.
Well, let's talk about your experience. We just had Dr. Margaret talk, and you heard a little bit about basically the pesticides and the anti-whatever and all this stuff. But you personally, was your personal situation of when you came home, you said something ain't right. Okay, go ahead.
I was 26 years old, coming home, and I was married, 3 kids. I had been in really good shape. I had been a firefighter, I was a cop, and I was working a full-time factory job, plus going to school. So I was a go-getter.
You weren't too busy though, right?
No, I wasn't too busy. I remember the first problem that I realized I had was first psychological. I was having problems with the wife, and she confronted me about 3 months after I got home. We had a big row at the house because it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, and I had pulled all the shades, locked all the doors, and was sitting there just vegging out watching the TV. And I was doing this constantly. I was having night sweats, night terrors, and not realizing it. I apparently was scaring the hell out of the kids because I would just wake up screaming in the middle of the night, and I would fall back to sleep and not remember any of that. So I was having issues with that. But physically, I had a bout with the flu over 9 times in an 18-month span. The civilian doctors, I kept saying, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. I can't be coming down with the flu every 2 or 3 months.
Did you have flu before that multiple times?
Maybe once or twice in my life. I mean,
Okay, so a significant difference.
right.
Okay, go
And the
ahead.
civilian doctors, and this is the first time I ran into the VA here back then.
Okay,
I had a civilian doctor because I had insurance through my company.
right.
I said, like, Doc, this is the 6th or 7th time I've been here. Well, some people get the flu, they're more susceptible. This is a constant problem. This is a quote. It's all in your head. It's psychological. It's stress-based, and there's nothing wrong with you. So that kind of turned me off. And for the next 20 years, it was pure hell.
Wow, better got worse.
Things evolved. So the flu went away by 1993, 94, but then I had lesions that would show up, rashes that would show up.
How about your gastrointestinal? Because I had a vet that had a lot
I
of.
vomited for 15 years.
No
Because I wanted to be a full-time cop,
Yeah,
I was afraid to
strike
come
killer. Strike
forward.
killer.
It
Yeah,
absolutely is, nobody can deny that.
that's right. Yeah.
You know, so I would just deal,
Aggravated,
so I
yeah.
had the vomiting for 15 years. I ruined a lot of my teeth, didn't really know what was going
Because
on.
of the gastric
Sure,
juices.
the acid.
Yeah.
The migraines started about 4 or 5 years after I came home, in clusters. I had
Like
migraines.
debilitating migraines, not just the
They
head.
started while I was over there.
So, this is just the hem of the garment. These are just the top 10 things you're talking about. Okay.
Sure. So I got the gastro, I got the chronic migraines, and then I noticed I was having trouble with my hands.
Tremors?
Tremors, numbness,
Okay.
pain, feeling. I was having trouble with my hip. I couldn't walk.
Really?
By the time I was 40, I was walking with a cane and still trying to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And I never had a major accident.
Yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, that's still ongoing. So
Now let's stop here for a second. I just want to. What is going through your mind? People are telling it's all in your mind, and you're
Yep.
saying everybody gets the flu. What personally, emotionally, you must have been in a dark place where you're like, what the heck over?
So 1995, I got as bad as I got it. Going through a divorce, didn't really know why. Career was up and down.
Shaky, yeah.
Everything was shaky, and I got in that darkest place you could possibly get.
Yeah.
The only thing that kept me here was my 3 kids.
Yeah.
At the time, my 3 kids.
Yeah.
Other than that, the bottle of JD and the Glock in my mouth, and I'm being honest about it. Thank God for the PTSD clinic here.
All right, so now you're in that dark place.
That
and
was in
you did-
1995.
And helping other people helped you, and then you took the step. How did you get here, and how did you get such a great
So,
thing going?
In 2010, another police job had gone by the wayside. Another relationship is on the rocks. I'm just in a really bad place. And I ended up losing my job, and I needed health insurance. So somebody had mentioned to me, hey, you're a veteran, you might be entitled to VA. So I walked into the VA clinic in Worcester, and they took my 214, and by then the law had changed, and Gulf War veterans were automatically put in at priority 6.
And presumptive.
I had no idea. So all of a sudden, all my medical care is here. And
But that was the thing, saying, man, I'm losing my job, I lost my benefits,
Yep.
I need health care. And you went to way back when, it was like it's all in your head, and now
Yep.
you've seen a whole new change. Okay.
oh, there's been such a huge change. I'm an advocate for the VA. I think the VA has been absolutely wonderful. I know there's problems, I'm not naive.
Not in this here town.
You know
5
what?
stars, buddy, 5
You know what,
stars.
I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And I've been an advocate for this publicly in the media. Not every district is the same. Boston is one of the best places to be if you're a veteran. There's no doubt about it. Look at the doctors we get to pull from. I start going through the healthcare. I have no idea what a claim is. I have no idea that I'm entitled to any benefits at all. I'm just going through my life.
Walk through the door.
All right, so I have this muscle on the side of my hand, and it doesn't exist here because the nerves in my body are dying.
Entropy. Give them a side by side and show the difference. As you can see, right here, it shows a normal contour. Right here, you see a deficit. So it's
Yeah.
physically present.
Physically
Observe.
present.
So let's talk about, because we're here specifically for the
Right.
LED therapy. Now, you told us of what before. Now, tell me about the treatment and then the after.
Well, I took the treatment. I was finding that when I came in for the treatment, the rest of my day I had more energy.
Immediately noticeable?
Immediately, going home that day of the treatment. So the rest of the day was pretty good. Like I had more energy. I could feel it. I could tell a difference. And over the time,
So it did have a beneficial and it had a sustainment period, but you're saying on this side of it, you're missing it. You're missing it.
yes,
You're missing that
it
new
got
normal.
so.
Yeah.
I got so clear-headed that I went back to school and finished up one of my
Really?
degrees. I did, this past semester.
Wow.
It took a lot of work.
Would that have been very difficult for you before?
Impossible.
So you have a before, during, and after
Absolutely.
story, so you know for a fact.
I know that this is the main thing that I've had physically that's been different. Then we have something concrete, for me personally anyway, that I can say, hey, this works.
I want you to look the vet in the face right there, the one that the other, your twin out there, and tell him,
We are all the same creatures. We're all the same people. We like to say that we can survive anything, we can handle everything ourselves. Please, please, please come in. Treatment's better, the VA's better. These people are here to help, call the VA, but come in. The first step you have to take is to reach out to us. We don't know where you are. You need to come to us. But I can tell you, I've gone through it. Brother, sister, I've gone through it. I've been in that dark place. You can get better. Your life can be better. It doesn't have to stay the way it is.